Hello, and welcome to Brutally Honest Talk Radio. This is your big brown eyed boy, Elmo the Conservative, coming to you with another great episode. And this is the most fun that you will have this week on a political podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are watching, subscribe. And if there's any kind of a notification sign or icon to click it. Like, for example, on YouTube. Click the notification bell and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll go over later all the different places that you can follow this podcast and hear the show. Today we're going to talk about the government shutdown and how it's affecting people that are receiving food stamps, WIC, SNAP. This is the end of October going into November, and it's official. The government needed to convene and be back open by this time already for people to receive their benefits for next month. So it looks like it's not going to happen. So, let's talk about that. I want to talk about uh, what people can do, where they can go for help. Some resources, some information that I found, and then also just some ideas that I had. And stick around because after that, I want to just touch on Tyler Robinson, the man who is accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk. He is the one that's in trial. You are innocent until proven guilty, but he is the sole suspect that's in custody now. And going to play a little video from that and talk about that a little bit. So let's jump in on this government shutdown. This has happened several times, 3 or 4 times, in the last 10 years at least. I'm used to it now. I don't think this is the longest time that it's been. I don't remember the issue coming up before about people not receiving their food stamps, WIC, and being able to get juicy juice for babies and different things. So, let's go into this. And I'm not really going to talk more about the political side of it, but just the impact of how it's affecting people today. So, some things that people can do to get food while SNAP, WIC, or EBT services are not available. All right, local food banks. My church, for example, I volunteer at the food pantry, which gets their food from a colossal food bank here in Atlanta. They bring a truck there once a week, and we load up as many different churches and pantries do. So some food banks, including the Atlanta Community Food Bank for the people that live here in Georgia, offer online ordering or delivery services for those with limited mobility. Full Cart, which is the name of the business, and it's got the registered trademark R symbol. Full Cart. This virtual food bank ships free food directly to the homes of people in need. It may have a waiting list, so sign up as soon as possible. Again, that is Full Cart, Full. Grocery store discounts during disruptions in, what is this? What is this mess now? Grocery store discounts. That's a bulleted point. And then it says during disruptions in Go. And then it goes to the next one. I'm sorry. The way this reads is a mistake. Okay. Grocery store discounts. During disruptions in government benefits, companies like DoorDash sometimes offer promotions such as waiving delivery fees for grocery orders. So, those are just some quick things to hit all of a sudden. I want people to get into the saving habit. Everybody can save something. So this is something my father taught me a long time ago. Listen, even if you have debts, and bills. Take $5 at least out of every paycheck. Take $5 out. First tithe. You really want to see your finances explode and you to have an abundance and your money last longer? Take 10% of your gross, not just income, but any increase, and give it to a church. Make sure that you give with a cheerful heart and that you don't give begrudgingly or not wanting to let go of it. Give it because you love God. You realize that you owe him that money, and you want to give God what you owe him. And because we love God. That's why I tithe, and um, God lets me keep the other 90%. So I'm happy. So I mean, if you can save more than that, fine, go ahead. But 10% of all your increase, and then save something out of everything you earn. So this is me talking here and just some ideas that I had. Reach out to friends and family. This is when you really find out who your friends are. And hopefully you haven't been hitting them up for a long time or on a regular basis, because then they're going to see you coming and hear you asking for whatever and be like, oh, here he comes again. There she goes. As usual. That's the only time I hear from this person. But if it's a very rare thing, they should be able to help out. Everybody should have at least 2 or 3 relatives or 2 or 3 friends that can give something. This is a hard area for men sometimes, is to humble ourselves to be able to ask for something. There's no shame in that. Everybody has a need, right? It's just people who are willing to admit it and people that are not willing to admit it. And the ones who are not willing to admit it is usually because of pride. So, all right. Yeah, I said that. And then what did I have here? Goodness. All right. This is a time when you find out who your real friends are and not just the people who are brothers or cousins by relation, but treat you like a brother, sister, cousin. And I'm sorry I have to say this, but if you receive assistance for food and resources, I'm sorry, let me start over. I'm sorry I have to say this, but if you receive assistance for food and resources are getting scarce next month, stop trying to make it rain in the club. Skip going to the car wash or buying clothes to be more fashionable. Unsubscribe from things like Netflix, at least for now. Also want to educate people on this. The majority of the people on welfare or in poverty are not because they don't make enough money. It's because they don't handle their money well. They're not good stewards of their money. Not everybody, but the majority. Of course, there's some people who are really in need, and they don't have enough food or enough money to eat or eat properly. You may know some people that are really skinny because they're not getting enough food. All right, but this is a fact because of a study that was done. It proved that the majority of people is not what they make. It's not that they don't make enough money, it's they're not good handlers of it. You listening to this podcast, you may know 2 or 3 women who put a lot of money into their hair and nails. They make it a priority. Even if they don't have enough money to pay certain bills, they have to look good. So, of course, not everyone, but at the same time, the majority. And so, if it's you. However, the good thing is that this study reveals that you have control over your own destiny and your own finances. And if you change some habits, there will be more money for what you need to take care of. So this information that came from the study, it should be encouraging and give some people hope that they don't feel trapped or stuck in a certain position. Like, this is what I have. Some people they're really like psyched out or brainwashed. and they're told that they're a victim. They're told that it's not enough. No, having enough doesn't mean that you spend money on you got money to spend on everything you want to spend money on. That's not what it means to have enough money. And wealth is created by finding discounts and using coupons. Coupons are money. I know we get them in the mail just about every week in the sales paper, in the newspaper, and throw them away. Man, I use coupons all the time. Do you know that at Burger King, on the back of their receipt, there's this thing where if you go online and you take a survey about the service that they give you, which I definitely do when I get terrible service. I take this survey and it takes about 10 minutes or so. And then it gives you a code to write on the receipt. Use the receipt as a coupon. You go back to them and you get a free Whopper. But you got to buy fries or fries and a drink. That's a pretty good deal to me. That cuts the price of the combo like in half. So, there's different things you can do. So I just want to say that let's be responsible with our money. Reach out. Of course, there are aside from the pantries, there are charitable organizations like the Salvation Army and the United Way, and I'm sure they're getting flooded now with a lot of people. Sometimes you got to go there in person. You really want to get someone's attention, you got to make them look you in the eye. You got to go there and get right in front of them, because making phone calls and getting online is like a wall and a disconnect where they may not even see you, but there's a human connection when you're right there in front of them and they feel your presence. So that's what I have to say about that. And then also, let me go into this now. Tyler Robinson is the man who is accused of killing Charlie Kirk. Let's see. So I just checked on him just to see what was going on and to get an update on it. There's really no more information as far as I know. No other or new information that's come out. Is just that we're waiting on his trial, and a lot of things are going to come out with that. So let's see what the judge had to say. This was fairly recent. Check it.
Vacate the October 30th hearing. Additional time is needed to complete discovery and to file motions addressing whether non-evidentiary hearings should be conducted virtually, whether to impose any blanket restrictions on cameras in the courtroom, and any other motions that may arise. This matter is set to return before the...
Sorry. Here we go. This is the judge in the Tyler Robinson case.